welcome back. Now with us live over the phone from the United Arab Emirates is Dr. Saleh, a former World Bank counselor. Dr. Saleh, thank you very much for joining us. So the benefits of Egypt's joining the BRICS and the opportunities that lay out there for Egypt, Dr. Saleh.
It's a pleasure to be always with you. Let me talk about the BRICS first. I think this is a very strategic move. We've been waiting for the BRICS countries to aspire to create a new era, a new order, an alternative currency for global trade, to minimize the risks of the potential backed by gold, and to lessen the reliance on U.S. dollar for pricing of essential commodities in the global market. And I think that this is going to be very beneficial, not only for Egypt, but for the members' countries. This is a win-win situation. It's true that Egypt could potentially address its estimated $17 billion financing that force until 2026 through this membership. And I think that, as you said, there's going to be lots of interest, lots of advantage for Egypt and also for the members' country, because this is going to attract new investment. This is going to boost bilateral relations between the members of the BRICS, and it also goes to very important investments, not only in the Egyptian economy, but for the members' countries. You know, concerning the Egyptian economy and concerning bilateral trade, as we know that the investments from the BRICS countries to Egypt surged from 61 million of dollars in 2020 to 891 million in 2022, and this is an increase by 45 or 50%. So Egypt joining this new organization, this new coalition, could also benefit, as we know, from the new development bank that's called the NDB.
Yes.
That was established in 2015. The BRICS countries, and thanks also to the Arab Emirates, the UAE, that is going to finance a big part of the development. This development bank that could be an alternative or a replacement. I don't think it's going to be a replacement, but it's going to be somehow an alternative of the World Bank and the IMF. They're going to support the member states through what we call reserve arrangements and create a new framework to provide additional liquidity and other benefits to the BRICS countries during economic crisis. So I think that Egypt's going to benefit from substantial mutual trade. Egypt has a considerable volume of trade with the BRICS. You know, even before the BRICS, Egypt is either related to Russia, China, India, the UAE. The trade, Egypt trade could expand its export to these countries and work on trade agreements, like, for example, the common market of the South, what's called the Mercosur. And Egypt, through this agreement and this coalition, could become a hub to connect Africa, Asia, and South America. I think this is going to be a strategic move, because it's going to secure also, Mohammed, if you agree, this is going to secure strategic commodities. Egypt, Russia, India, and lately the UAE, especially Egypt and the UAE, they have worked a lot to secure strategic commodities, trading wheat and rice, along with other strategic commodities. Exchange is going to be in national currency, in Egyptian pounds, ruble, rupiah. Egypt is expecting to import like 12 million of tons of wheat, which is a big amount. So this is based on the Ministry of Supply, by the way. So this is going to alleviate and minimize the impact of the dollarization in the Egyptian market. Another benefit, in my opinion, is the relations between the UAE and the United Arab Emirates and Egypt. We know that the two countries, and even the two leaders, Mohammed bin Zayed, Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed, and President Fattah al-Sisi, they have a special relation. The two men have a special relation. They met lots of times. The special and the extraordinary relation between the two countries, and especially the economic relation between the two countries. You know that the UAE is going to finance, for example, energy projects in Egypt. Egypt is a part of Emirati investments. Lately, the UAE has put lots of investments in Egypt, and having the UAE and Egypt a part of this coalition.
Along with Saudi Arabia, of course. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. But let me talk about the really special relations between the two countries, because economic and political relations between Egypt and the UAE are an extraordinary model of mutual cooperation, mutual understanding, mutual benefit, one history, one horizon, one objective. There's an extraordinary compromise and understanding, mutual understanding between two leaders, Mohammed bin Zayed, Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed of Abu Dhabi, and President Fattah al-Sisi. I think the two men, they met more than 27 times between Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed in Al-Alamein recently, and we've seen the love and the welcome of the people welcoming Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed. So that's why I think, you're talking about Saudi Arabia, but I think that the exceptional relation, economic relation, political relation between also Egypt and UAE as two main economic countries in the Arab world is going to give lots of importance to the BRICS coalition. The UAE, with its weight in the GCC, and Egypt, with its potential and weight, political weight and economic weight in Africa, is going to help the direct relation and trade and benefit between the members of the BRICS countries.
Indeed, a very important point there, Dr. Saleh. So Egypt's membership in the BRICS should accelerate the BRICS Africa cooperation, right? I mean, Egypt is the gate to Africa. Many BRICS countries, especially China, Russia, now the United Arab Emirates, Saudi Arabia, and of course South Africa, have a lot of investments in the African continent. There's also, of course, Brazil and India. So the fact Egypt's joining of the BRICS should accelerate BRICS Africa cooperation in general, Dr. Saleh?
Yes, you know that Egypt has played an important role 3 or 4 years ago, if I do remember, when President Fattah al-Sisi headed, and when Egypt was at the head of the African Union. We all remember the summit that Egypt held between Africa, what we call the African Development Summit. Africa, UK, Africa, France, Africa, Germany, Africa, Russia, Africa, China.
Right.
Recently Africa, China, and also bringing Africa to be a part of the conference that we held recently in Saudi Arabia, what was called the Chinese and Arab coalition, economic coalition. And Egypt and the African countries were there. So I think that Egypt is going to play, and is really playing, an important role in bringing African countries to enjoy and benefit from the benefits that are going to be offered by the BRICS. It's true that not all the African countries are members. We know that Egypt is now a member with South Africa. As I have said, excellent relation, and the trade exchange between Egypt and its counterparts, especially China, Russia, India, And the UAE, you know that for example, the trade between Egypt and the UAE has increased by 6.5%. To attain 4.6 or about $5 billion in 2022, comparing with the 4.3 billion of dollars a year before. So we talk about billion of dollars of trade between Egypt and its counterpart, whether we talk about Russia, China, India, which are really traditional allies and friends of Egypt, or the UAE, which is more than an ally to Egypt.
Of course, along with Saudi Arabia, there's also Brazil and South Africa. Thank you very much, Dr. Amr Saleh, a former World Bank counselor, talking to us from the UAE. Thank you very much for your time. A short break now, and another distinguished guest will be with us over the phone to continue our discussion, dear viewers, so please stay with us.
تحية تقدير واحترام لبطل حقيقي. البطل ده هو مصر وشعبها. الحكاية مش حكاية لا حكومة ولا قيادة، ده حكاية كل مواطن في مصر. أكرمت مصر وشرفت مصر وعزيت مصر، انتم قتلتم. فالشرف كل الشرف، والكرامة كل الكرامة، والفضل كل الفضل لله سبحانه وتعالى، ثم ليكم انتم. شرفتوني واكرمتموني وعزتوني ورفعت راسي قدام الدنيا كلها باللي انتم عملتوه. والله 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 لن يستطيع اي رئيس يقف مكاني هنا انه يقدر يعمل حاجه بدونكم. لن يستطيع.